Marko, after, was that exhausting? Like,
Yeah.
leading, coming from behind, dropping it, at the death, the heat. How was that for you?
An exciting game of football, wasn't it? You know, like if you were at home and you weren't barracking for either side, you would have loved the game. You know, I guess other teams would have been hoping for a draw because it's such a tight competition as well. Yeah, look, we started off well. We gave away, I felt we gave away 2 goals. You know, don't forget, we were in clear possession and we made a bad decision, you know, which led to their first one. You know, Adama has the ball. Cassini doesn't make an angle for him. We like to play out of pressure as well. He needs to clear his lines. We give it away. We're so good defensively from set pieces. We hadn't conceded one. We conceded one from a free kick. You know, then you get a little bit of luck, maybe go your way. Some calls haven't gone our way, like last week, and we, you know, that's the rub of the green that you needed as well. We were trying to, you know, Brule scores a screamer. We want to get into the half time at 1-1. A bit of game management in there as well that we need to do to be better at. Yeah, made a couple of changes, which I thought really worked. It's always tough for anyone to come off at that time of the game at half time, but you know, I get paid to do a job here, and the subs really worked, and we find ourselves 3-2 ahead. You know, and then I'm thinking about the game. I'm thinking about what they've got on the bench, and you know, young Irakunda has come on and makes an impact, which he did again. I wanted to go to a back 3 and stop that space where they like to make third man runs in behind, and they get a lot of crosses in, and I probably should have gone with my instinct, but at that time, you know, they'd scored to make it 3-3. Good learning, like I said, for myself. Just, you know, I needed to go with what I really felt at the time, and other teams, it's a really hard place to get points. When you're 3-2 ahead, you try to slow things down and try to negate their positive, which is getting good crosses in, third man runs, they're good in the air. You know, so I didn't do that. We find ourselves down 4-3, and then we find a way with 10 men. And that's kind of what we're trying to build at this football club, the mentality, this never give up mentality. And you know, we've been pretty good, you know, up until this point, but this is the point of the season where, okay, if you don't win, and there's no guarantees of that, but you certainly don't lose. And I guess we keep Adelaide 2 points adrift of us, and that was important because they've got to come to our place as well now. And like I said, they've probably got one of the best home records in the league. They're very hard to beat here. You know, they don't give away too much. So, you know, all in all, like I said, a roller coaster of emotions. But in the end, you know, we go home with a point, and the players are very despondent, very down.
Tunisian, Swedish-born player, unbelievable for you.
Yeah. No, he was great. He was great. He's kind of not there yet in terms of adapting to our summer. Right, it's really humid here, and particularly out west. You know, it's kind of the conditions we have every day. What he experienced today. You know, he was in pre-season. He played 2 90-minute games in pre-season, but pre-season games are different to the league, right? But also the jet lag wasn't there. You know, and but he came on at half time and he blew a bit of a gasket after about 10-15 minutes. He was, you know, he made a couple of good forward runs, and I was watching him closely, and so that second win had to take effect. But that individual quality at the end, you can see what he can do. I mean, he had a great opportunity at the start of the second half, right? And that's why I brought him. He's exciting. He's good 1v1. You know, he doesn't panic. He's got a good strike on him. He can play centrally. He can play out wide. He's just going to get better and better. He'll be a real menace for opposing defences. I can guarantee you that. He just needs to get those minutes in.
Brandon, our boy, scored 2 crackers. Yeah. One from 30 metres and the other one taken down.
Yeah, interesting one. I mean, I obviously brought him in as a winger, and when we struggled in that 9 department, but I saw enough in him to play him in that role, and since he's played in that role, he's probably got one of the best strike rates in the league. You know, in the last 6 or 7 games, he scored 6 or 7 goals. That's up there with McLaren, up there with, you know, any top striker, all right? And he's not scoring them from penalties, he's scoring from open play. So he's got that knack, that ability, that nous in and around the box, to score goals, and he's, you know, cherishing this new position. You know, we're going to continue to work with him as well. He's got a lot of confidence. He presses. We want to be a team that presses high as well, as you can see. So he's done really well for us. The ultimate team player, fantastic human, like really positive around the dressing room. I wanted him to just enjoy his football again. Players go overseas or they go to different clubs. It's probably not the right environment. He's loving his football again, and it's showing through his performances.
I think the hottest part of the day is right now in Adelaide. Are you glad you played at 2:30? Because I think right now it gets warmer.
Yeah.
I mean, what was it like anyway?
Yeah, I chose to sit down for most of the game today, but I still built up a sweat, right? That's how hot it was. I felt for them, but both sets of players must be congratulated again. I mean, I think I've gone on record to talk about these 3 o'clock kickoffs. We play in summer. I understand the TV situation, they dictate it, but my understanding is that they've taken a lot of feedback from respective coaches and clubs and moving away from this 3 p.m. kickoff going forward. The fans got a great game today, right? But the players suffer. And the players, both sets of players, I've got to take my hat off to them. To play in these conditions is never easy, Val. And, like I said, it wasn't just my group of players. Okay, we had to travel and we're hoping on a plane tonight, but they had to play in these conditions as well, And you want the best product. You want the players to play at their maximum, and hopefully common sense prevails next season. From what I understand, it will be, and we'll move the kick-off slots to later times. Okay, thanks.
Thanks, Mark.
Good to see you.